Welcome back to Plant a Garden TV. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys doing okay. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. But today I want to really show you guys what I'm talking about. I've been talking about it, but I want to give you guys a more idea, a more deeper inside look of what I'm really talking about. Okay? Because I'm always talking about water and how your plants don't need as much water and how you can plant your plants and it can save you a lot of water, because a certain way you plant, the sun will not penetrate the root of the plant until a certain time. So I just want to show you guys little things, right? All right. Oh, my okra them bow. You see, something is what? Something is what? Something what the rabbits walk through here and lick down all my okras. You see what? Tear them up on the ground. Okay. All right. So what I'm really saying, okay? Oh, these are basils growing up here, and this is my little bed that I plant different things. We have shallow growing up here, but now let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I did not get rain for a week and a half now, and the sun is so hot. The weather we're getting is 90 degrees, 85 degrees, and you know how those weathers can be to plants. So I always recommend choking your plant deep as much as possible. 10 inches, 8 inches, that's pretty decent to plant your plants. Why? Because I know these times, in case no rain, in case you have no water, in case you want to save water, how you going to do it? All right, so we're in a bed here, and these plants, these are tomato plants, right? These are tomato plants. All around here is tomato plants, okay? And here we have okra. These are okra plants. These are okra plants. The honest truth is, if they was getting water like that, these okra plants would have been bigger. But because they're not getting the water like that, they're growing and look, they're still looking green and healthy. Even though we did not get no water for a week and a half. They did not get no water for a week and a half. You see, what I explain to people is, the sun penetrates the surface. The sun penetrates the surface of the soil. So what the sun do, the sun dries. The sun dry out the soil. So when the sun dry out the soil, this is the look of the soil. So like this, it's hard for your plant to get moisture from the plant, okay? So right now, the sun is penetrating the top of the soil. The sun is penetrating it. It's penetrating it, look at this. But now, watch something now. If I decide, okay, let me start digging down. I'm gonna show you guys something. This is what we have down here. The soil is wet underneath, and the deeper you go, it's gonna get damper. So the sun did not penetrate under here as yet. But guess what? It's going down and down. So right now, as we can see, it penetrating from here to right here at this time. It did not reach this as yet. So right now the roots of the plant is still able to get moisture, which helping the plant. Okay, so look at this. This is wet. After 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, we're still able to have a damp soil underneath. Now the sun is penetrating. So, what I'm trying to say to you now, if you plant them on top, like you just scratch a hole and you just chuck the plant in there like that, and you cover it back, then when the sun penetrates, the sun gonna be penetrating the root of the plant. So because the sun gonna be penetrating the root, what gonna happen? It's gonna start hitting the root of the plant and it can kill the plant. So when you plant deep, this is why I'm saying plant your plant deep. It takes time for the sun to get down to the root of the plant. Okay? So this is the reason why after a week or 2.5 weeks, these plants still looking green, just like they getting rain every day. This is important. This is what I'm preaching about all the time. I keep talking about this. Sometimes I feel I'm talking about it too much. But there's people who need to know this information. Okay, so right here we have okra, we have tomato, and you see what's going on here. Let's go over here to the pepper now. Okay, so now look at this pepper. Look at this pepper. Looking green. Green, look at them. And they're even producing as well. Okay? Now, the same thing I know explained to you, right? Because you plant them a certain depth, even though you ain't get rain for 2 to 3 weeks, you still can get healthy plants. The problem is, a lot of us only chuck the plant on the surface and just cover back the root and leave it. That will not help you. That will make you use more water, and it will also make your plants, if you get a drought, like what's going on. We're basically going through a drought where we're not getting water, but at the same time, your plants can survive. Look at these pepper plants. Look at them. Now, watch me again. The surface. Look what's going on the surface. You see, when you have surface like this, the root cannot go through these kind of things. You see what's going on? This gonna back your plant from growing. So, these are some peppers that really going through it. 2.5 weeks without water, but still able to stand the heat and the weather. I don't know how long they will able, but I know they're surviving right now without water. Like I keep saying, this is what the sun does to the soil. The sun dries it out, and when the sun dries it out, this is the product you get from plant. It's hard for plant to survive in these forms. And also, in these times, you also got to come and soften. You see what I'm saying? Watch. It's hard. So now, when you go down now, the more you go down, the more the soil feel wet. Okay? So, right now, the sun is only penetrating the surface. It did not get down there as yet. And these is naturally wet. So this is exactly what I'm telling you guys about planting your plants deep, in case there's no rain for a period of time, the plant still can survive. Okay, same thing down here. Same thing. These plants did not get water for almost 3 weeks, but they're still growing. They're still pushing out blossom. They're still pushing out pepper. One thing I know for sure, if it was raining, I know they would have been a lot bigger. I know that. But the thing is, they're still able to survive without the water. The surface again, but when you dig, the more you dig go down, it becomes soft, wet. So the moisture is still underneath the surface. So the plant, it can protect the root of the plant. Okay, so this whole area, like I show you, the same process. Every part is the same process. Because I plant them deep, they're still producing. Okay, let me take you a little higher. Come over this side. Okay, all these is sunflower, no water, but they're still surviving. All right. I know, look at this is a zucchini. I now harvest a big zucchini from this a couple days ago. But look at this. This plant did not get water for 2.5 weeks. But look at it. Green and healthy. This one as well. This one as well. All these squash, spaghetti squash, look at them. They're still surviving even though they did not get water. Look at this squash right here. It have two squash growing up down inside there. Not sure if you guys can see. A matter of fact, 3 of them. Even though we're not getting any water. And this is only happening because of how I plant them. I plant them a certain depth, so in case we don't get rain for a period of time. So basically these are my eggplant, but one thing about what's going on in this kind of time as well is you still should you see like this, you still should soften. Like now, when you plant your plants deep, even you dig like this is not gonna damage the root because the root is basically under the ground. So what I'm doing here, I'm breaking up the soil that the air can penetrate, go down to the root, because you know the root needs some kind of air. So what I'm doing here, I'm raking that up. You see, so this is what we get on top. But under the surface, you see, I'm gonna just give you a little idea. The more you go down, the wetter it's gonna get. Okay? So, in times like these, you should soften the root of your plant to help the air flow going down to the root. Okay? So for what we're seeing here, we have squash growing here. We have nice squash growing here. Okay, and over here again, we have peppers. These are peppers. These peppers is getting really tall. Look around them. The soil is so dry and clammy. But guess what? The more you dig down, the more you're gonna see it getting damp. So this plant root is very deep. This plant, I plant them at least 12 inches deep. So this is why now that they ain't get no rain for a period of time, they're still able to survive and looking green. Even a small one. Even a small one still surviving. Peppers, all this is peppers. Still surviving. Eggplant. Still looking healthy, surviving. More pepper. Still surviving. Even bearing pepper too. Look at have pepper right over there. You see a pepper? Exactly. The flowers. Beautiful. The bees. Love flowers. This is very good. Attract bees. Bees make pollination happen. Okay? So yes. All this area here, all these are peppers. This is a tea. Bee balm. This is pepper. All these are pepper coming over here. We have potato. All this is pepper. Pepper. But at the same time, look at everything and you see what I'm talking about. Okay. Up here, we have okra. We have okra growing up here, right? The weather is really beating them, but at the same time, look at them. Still looking green. Now, the surface drying out, but guess what? Under, you see? Underneath, the more you dig, it gets soft and wet. You see what I'm talking about? Soft and wet. If you just choke them on the surface, the sun gonna suck out the moisture from the root. Okay? So guys, I just wanted to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. This is just a video to show what I was talking about, because I like to show and prove. I love to show and prove. Alright? This pepper tree here is still producing, even though the rain did not come for so long. Okay? These potato is definitely ready for harvest. Okay, you can see what's going on here. Okay, so all these tomatoes, we even have corn producing. You know, we still have, even though we're not getting rain. The peach tree is doing pretty well. Even though we're not getting no rain, we still have a lot of peach on the ground. And we do not wet our plants. So yes guys, don't forget, all in times like these, you need to wake up the soil around the plant. This is very important. You should wake up the soil around the plant, and in the future, if you did not do it this year, plant your plants a certain depth, you would not have a problem even though you ain't get rain for 3 weeks. For the container gardeners, plant your plants in big pots that it can able to maintain the plant. Okay? So peace and love guys. Blessing to all.